Let's just get all the it's alright.
I'm gonna swim around in open sewage and fire all of the health inspectors for cruise ships.
And I just eat meats and ferments.
I cut the penis off of a raccoon I found dead on the side of the road.
And I like to eat dead bears. They're very nutritious. And make a ton.
Did you see the the latest round when he had to like go out before Congress and he was just like making noises the whole time because there's like all the gases that are escaping from his body?
That's not even the weirdest thing that's happened with that dude. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
The weirdest, I don't know, between the Kid Rock and him
Working out in jeans.
I was about to say making out in jeans, but and him eating a fucking bear and a raccoon dick. It's like, how much more do we have to endure before we fucking get rid of this guy? But I mean, it's like, who would he put in his place?
Honestly, probably RFK is probably the worst case scenario for that position because he's a weird crank.
Yeah. Dr. Oz would probably take his place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be an improvement or not.
That's the thing.
It would be a slight improvement because not a huge one, but a slight one. Because at least Dr. Oz has a medical degree and he's a fraud trying to make money. RFK literally believes in all the stupid shit.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Vaccines will kill you. Even though I sound like I've taken all the vaccines at once.
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to Side 1, Side B. I'm Dave.
I'm Steve.
And I'm, let's see, 13-inch Sean. Let's do 13 today. It's a baker's dozen.
Yeah. How would that fit on a record player?
We're bringing in record players from other universes now.
I know.
Starts to make a rotation, then it hits the side of the arm.
It's
Skip.
A 13-inch would probably hold a couple more songs, right?
Yeah. Why didn't he think of that? I don't know why.
Oh,
It's one more.
they should have talked to you first.
I know. It's one more. These go to 13. It's one more.
There's probably some engineering reason why that wouldn't work, and there's probably some vinyl engineer out there that's just like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Yeah. Comment on our YouTube.
Yeah.
Is a 13-inch record possible? Yeah, go ahead and leave a comment and let us know.
Well,
Like and subscribe and ring that bell.
Yeah. Have you? Well, they have those fucking weird. You've seen those weird shaped records.
Yeah. Like that weird promo records.
Yeah. So I mean, why couldn't they do a 13-inch record? Anyways.
Anywho.
Hey,
Steve, how's your mental health?
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
Well, how's your sex life?
Are you at risk for self-harm? If so, we need to pivot fast.
Because today I brought in a special record, one of my favorite albums of all time, Lou Reed, Berlin. What do you know about Lou Reed?
Well, you brought in the Velvet Underground album earlier in the season, and I enjoyed that. I'm familiar with him because he did a collaboration with Metallica.
Yeah.
And I've listened to that whole album he did with Metallica, and you will find out my thoughts on it next season.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've listened to, at the time, I remember when Metallica started like working with him, like they did a song with him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I remember, I think they played White Light, White Heat, and I think I remember that sounding pretty good. And then they decided to collaborate together.
I think it was actually Sweet Jane. I thought they did.
They did Sweet Jane too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then they collaborated together, and I had to find out, like, I didn't know who he really was at the time.
Yeah.
So I know I listened to some stuff at the time, didn't like it at the time, but my interests have expanded since then. So
yeah. Well, so I kind of think of this one as like the other end of the spectrum in terms of Lou Reed. Kinda. I don't know. Would you say that? Because it's not as stripped down. It's a little bit more produced than like Velvet Underground and Nico is a very stripped down record. This one's very produced. It was Bob Ezrin that did this one.
that was Kiss's producer as well, and Alice Cooper's.
I think that's who produced this one. Yes, Bob Ezrin. So Bob Ezrin produced this one. And it's a concept album, so it actually has like a story going through it. So where Velvet Underground and Nico just set of songs and was just, stripped down garage rock. This one's more produced and has like a story going through it. Kind of like Queensryche.
This was after. So, like, when Lou Reed first left the Velvet Underground, he did a solo album, which almost no one noticed. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. I like it.
And then afterwards, David Bowie was a big fan of the Velvet Underground and found out Lou Reed was struggling to get noticed. So Bowie reached out to him, and alongside Mick Ronson, who is the lead guitar player from the Spiders from Mars, produced his big breakout album Transformer, which is the one with Take a Walk on the Wild Side, most notably, but also like Satellite of Love, Vicious, Perfect Day, most of the solo Lou Reed songs that people know. And so really like kicked off his career at that point.
Speaking of David Bowie, I saw an article today that apparently he told Dave Grohl to fuck off one time.
Yes.
Like Dave Grohl wrote him an email asking if he'd like collaborate for like some movie soundtrack, and David Bowie said he like wasn't into it. And then Dave Grohl sent back an email like thanking him, and then he's like, "All right then, fuck off."
Yeah. And then Dave Grohl said, "So no more birthdays at because Dave Grohl played at his 50th birthday." And Dave Grohl said, "So no more 50th birthday celebrations." And it was right when Bowie found out he had cancer, and so Bowie said "yep" or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's like, "No more birthdays for me." Yeah, that was the sad part.
Yeah. So then picking up, so Transformer was a hit,
Massive hit. Yeah.
massive hit, but Lou Reed, being the prickly bitch that he was,
Yeah.
he didn't like it, or he didn't like that it was a huge hit, and Bowie came up to Lou Reed and said, "We need to do it again," and Lou Reed punched him.
This was around the time when I think it was shortly after this when Bowie filmed the concert movie for Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, and right before doing a Velvet's cover on that, he was like, "This is a song by one of the greatest songwriters of our time. I hope he still likes me."
Yeah.
And for a while, Lou Reed didn't like Bowie anymore. Like, I think they became friends again, but I don't think they ever worked together again.
Not that I know of. But so I think Lou Reed in his mind thought it was more of a Bowie record than it was a Lou Reed record or something like that, and
that's probably definitely what it was based off of reading his biography that came out right after he died.
Yeah, and he was just kind of a prickly guy in general and hard to work with, and so a year later, he still had a contract with RCA to produce another album, and which we'll get to when we talk about Metal Machine music.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yes. So he still had a contract with RCA to produce another album, and Bob Ezrin stepped in to produce it because Mick Ronson and David Bowie produced Transformer,
and did an excellent job.
Yes. So then Ezrin stepped in to do this album, and there was a song on the first album, Lou Reed album, that no one noticed, called Berlin. And the song caught Bob Ezrin's attention, and Bob Ezrin said to Lou Reed, "Why don't you make an album about those two people? I want to see what happened to those two people after the song." And that's how this album became a concept.
I see the first song is Berlin. Is that the same song?
It's a more stripped down version of the song. I was thinking that we'd listen to the Lou Reed, the version on the first album after we listened to the album.
Yeah.
Just to kind of show you where it started.
Yeah.
But
there's an interesting thing with this one too, is there's throughout a lot of Lou Reed's career, like up until the 80s, every album he did had songs that were left over from the Velvets that they never recorded, that you can find like Velvet Underground era demos of.
Yeah.
This one, it's Caroline Says 2. Which
And
Stephanie says.
Also Men of Good Fortune.
And Men of Good Fortune, yeah.
There's an early recording from the Warhol Factory of Men of Good Fortune. Of them playing. Yeah. And it was Stephanie Says, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yep,
Yeah.
Stephanie Says.
Yeah.
Which
Which
I kind of like the Velvets version a little more. Although I think the Caroline Says 2 fits better for this album. I think if they would have done the like Stephanie Says was the last song they recorded with John Cale and didn't make it on an album.
Yeah. And I have a version of it somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so there's always some clips of Velvet Underground in there, in like and there is also, like, on the first Lou Reed album, though most of those songs are leftovers from Velvet Underground that didn't get recorded.
Yeah.
And I think he even re-recorded one off of Loaded that he
didn't like the way Doug Yule was doing it.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what led to Berlin, was the fallout of Bowie, the having to make a record, and he was in a really bad funk where I think I read somewhere he was actually like in a writer's block. He had writer's block, and that's how that's what gave Bob Ezrin the push to tell him to, like, tell me what happened with the couple.
One thing that's interesting about this too is this marks the point where he stopped playing guitar. Like, he plays acoustic guitar on this, but he doesn't play electric like he did on his first two records. And he stopped playing guitar on his records and at his live show at this point until like the 80s when he quit heroin.
Yeah, he was really fucked up at this time. Like,
unless you count Metal Machine music as playing guitar,
which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
He had big plans for this album too. Like, after it was done, like, he wanted to do a stage show for it and everything. But the problem was, this album didn't do very well.
It flopped.
It flopped hard.
Well, if it's as sad as you guys are saying, I'm gonna guess there's not like a standout, like, catchy radio hit on it.
I think Men of Good Fortune could have been one. I'm not sure if that was a single that they would have released, but I'm not sure if they released a single.
Let's see.
But I think it was.
They released How Do You Think It Feels and Carolyn Says
One.
On for singles.
Men of Good Fortune would have been a good single. How do you think it feels? Yeah, that could have been a good one, but I think Men of Good Fortune would have been a better single.
It did all right with critics. Like, it didn't do as well with Transformers, but it was as Transformer. But it did. The public did not want to buy this record.
The public was like, "What the fuck is this?"
The public wanted more Transformer, which was a good record.
Which was a glam record.
Yeah.
And this is not glam.
Is this one that's been kind of reevaluated?
Yeah.
Over time.
This is more of a straight rock opera type record.
This is a lot of people's favorite Lou Reed solo record.
So it's different.
Yeah. My favorite Lou Reed solo record is Blue Mask, which was the 1982 one when he started playing guitar again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like Coney Island Baby?
Not really. I don't think it's as bad as the people who hate it thinks it is. My least favorite of his initial run, I don't like Sally Can't Dance because I really love like one or two songs on it. Then the rest of it pisses me off by how bad it is in comparison.
Yeah. Sally Can't Dance is pretty bad.
Yeah, but it has one of the best songs of his entire career in it with Kill Your Sons.
Yeah.
And so I listened to the live version from 1982 that he played in Italy when he started playing guitar again. That's and I call that his best version. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sally Can't Dance is probably his worst one of the 70s.
Yeah. It also has animal sounds on it, which is bad.
Yeah.
And the title track, Sally Can't Dance, is also bad.
Yeah.
But anywho, we're not talking about Sally Can't Dance. Maybe that's something for the bad albums.
I already got a bad album. See, I already got a bad Lou Reed album.
That's true, yeah.
I got his 80s output for that one. But yeah. So Steve, I have an insert, and I got the album cover. Now, Dave, who does this guy look like to you?
He's describing the insert.
The guy on the insert
Yeah.
looks like me.
I thought he looked like Kurt Cobain.
It does look like Kurt Cobain, yeah.
I'm like, hey, Kurt Cobain has a cameo in Berlin.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain's a time traveler.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
I do wish this had been successful enough to get the stage show. I think if this had been successful too, his 70s output would have been better.
Yeah. He also did a live show later on of the whole album. I have never heard that, though. But yeah, so you want to describe the cover, Steve?
So on the cover, in a small rectangle, is a picture of three people, the middle of which I assume is Lou Reed with a guitar.
Yep.
There's a guy on the left smoking a cigarette, and there's a woman on the right that kind of looks like she's dressed like a flapper. I'm not sure who they are.
They're like the characters.
They're the characters.
They're the characters, okay.
Yeah.
Surrounding that photograph is kind of a monochrome picture of people laying on each other. And then there's it looks like the lyrics to Berlin are printed on the front.
Yep.
It says, Berlin, in Berlin by the wall, you were 5'10" tall. I was very nice, candlelight and Dubonnet on ice. We were in a small cafe. You could hear the guitars play. It was very nice. Oh, honey, it was paradise. I might cut that out.
Yeah, that's the lyrics to the first song.
And then the booklet on the inside, there's a picture with the lyrics to the second song. But it's the two characters looking like young and in love and happy. We do not need to go through all the pictures blow by blow, but you can kind of see the story start to unfold through the pictures.
Yeah, and then the back is like cover has the lyrics to the last song,
which is sad song.
On the back, there's a woman in a picture frame. But yeah, the insert, like you described, looks like it just has the characters and a bunch of different
and the lyrics to the songs. But I thought the insert was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a story that's meant to be followed.
Yeah.
The cat in this picture looks like my sister's cat.
Yeah, it does.
And then on the back, I think it has the credits on the back of the record part.
There are a lot of people who played on this.
Yeah.
Holy shit, yeah.
It is it's a big production.
Yeah. So
instead, I'm going to bring it up on Wikipedia because
I got it. So musicians were Lou Reed, vocals, acoustic guitar, Bob Ezrin, piano, mellotron, and arrangement, Steve Winwood, organ and harmonium, Stephen Hunter, electric guitar, Dick Wagner, electric guitar, backing vocals, Jack Bruce of Cream, bass guitar, except Lady Day and the Kids,
Ansley
Dunbar, drums, except Lady Day and the Kids, Michael Brecker, tenor saxophone, Randy Brecker, trumpet, other musicians, Tony Levin, bass guitar on the Kids, BJ Wilson, drums on Lady Day and the Kids, Alan McMillan, piano on Berlin, Gene McIntyre, or
Marty Neck,
Yeah.
acoustic guitar, synthesizer, vocal arrangement on The Bed, bass guitar on Lady Day, John Pearson, bass trombone, Blue Weaver, piano on Men of Good Fortune, Steve Hayden, Elizabeth March, Dick Wagner, Lou Reed, choir, and the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Production was Bob Ezrin, producer, Jim Reeves, engineer, and arrangement by Alan McMillan.
These are all like famous session musicians.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Like this is a high profile album. They really went all out on that. And
Steve Winwood, isn't he? Who is he in?
He's in a lot of things.
he's in a lot of things. Same with Steve Hunter and Dick Wagner.
Dick Wagner.
That's Alice Cooper's guy.
Yeah.
Ansley Dunbar was in a band called Ansley Dunbar's Retaliation, and they wrote a song called The Warning, which Black Sabbath covered on their first album. So Black Sabbath connection. 6 degrees to Black Sabbath.
Yeah. And so this was huge. This album had a huge budget. So the fact that it was kind of a failure also really
Record executives were not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, that damn fucking Lou Reed. I'm going to do some cocaine off my desk now.
Yeah, it really did derail his solo career to a large degree, yeah.
I remember when there was a bunch of negative reviews of Lulu. He's like, I only do this for fun now, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the midst of his like really bad like drug addiction and stuff, he actually like lost everything, and he had to sell all of his instruments, and he was sleeping on people's couches and stuff.
The interesting thing about the timing of that, though, is that did bring him back down to the level of like the burgeoning punk scene at CBGB. So he was like present at the CBGB shows because he was back down to their level.
Yeah. And Max's Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because he was there for a lot of those original people.
Yeah.
I was watching an interview with the lead singer of Devo, and he was talking about how John Lennon, Lou Reed, and stuff were at their Max's Kansas City shows.
Yeah. And John Lennon just liked going to like the punk shows too. And then like David Bowie, Iggy Pop, and Brian Eno, when they were all in New York, loved going to like the CBGB shows too. But at that point they were successful. While at that point Lou Reed was struggling to climb back up. And so
How did the punks react to John Lennon showing up?
They were fine with it. They thought it was cool.
They're like the Beatles.
Yeah.
I guess this was like first wave. Like I guess I'm picturing like second wave punks that would be hostile towards him. But
yeah, the second wave, and then like the British ones were more about like moving on Beyond the Past, while the American punks were like, "Oh, cool, it's John Lennon."
Well, like Devo, the lead singer of Devo was like
Mark Mothersbaugh, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, we were loading our equipment in. John Lennon comes out, and he's drunk off his ass, and he sees me, and he leans his head in our van, and he starts going. We had Uncontrollable Urge, and he just starts singing in my face. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's like spitting on me and everything, and I'm just like, and then he leans out and he continues walking. And he looks over at the rest of the band. He's like, "Did you guys just see that?" They're like, "Fuck yeah!"
When you did that, you not only overloaded your mic, but you also overloaded Dave's mic.
Yeah. Another funny Devo story, which we'll get to eventually when we do some of the albums this is related to. But at one point, Iggy Pop met them backstage. I think it was at Max's Kansas City, and started singing some of their songs back to them. And they were like, "Wait, what's going on? Why is Iggy Pop singing our songs to us?" And he was like, "I want to do a record where I just cover your music, and you're my backing band. Will you do that?" And they were like, "No." And then Iggy Pop was like, "Okay, I'm going to introduce you to David Bowie. He can produce your first record." And then Bowie didn't have time to produce their first record, and so Brian Eno did. But yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, so do we want to get to listening to Berlin?
Did we do the track list?
I was about to read off the first side.
Oh, okay, cool. All of them were written by Lou Reed.
Yes.
All tracks written by Lou Reed. After we did the fucking laundry list of people who played on this.
Try to keep track of who's on which song and when they switch bass players. No,
yes.
Don't do that.
So, side one is Berlin, Lady Day, Men of Good Fortune, Caroline Says One, How Do You Think It Feels, and Oh Jim. All right.
Hide your razor blades. Hide any hard surfaces you might want to bang your head into. This is some depressing shit.
All right,
we're going to listen to side one. So here we go.
And we are back from side one of Berlin. Yeah.
It's Berlin, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's in Germany.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
I am a jelly donut, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to wear some lederhosen and have some Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to drink Das Boot.
Das Boot, yeah.
And get really drunk and piss off my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, piss on her. She liked that, yeah. She liked the kinky.
Oh, she going to hate my bandmates after Das Boot incident. Real story. I was hanging out with Dave and Dinger after band. No, it was for Dinger's birthday. It was for
Dinger's birthday, yeah.
And we were passing around the DOS boot, and I got really drunk.
And playing the god-awful E.T. game on Atari.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I remember you didn't last very long in that one.
No.
Das Boot.
I just got pissed off and died on purpose so I could pass the controller.
Yeah, I'm a very large man, and my ex-girlfriend was a very tiny woman, and she had to basically carry me to the car because I got very drunk. And
for a large man, you have surprisingly low alcohol tolerance as part of this too.
Well, and I rarely drink, especially these days. Like these days, alcohol just makes me tired. But yeah,
yeah, I don't drink. Das Boot, yeah. What did you think of the kinky Berlin, yeah? Steve?
Since this isn't a visual medium, after Steve and Sean talked about how they don't drink, I just took a sip of my beer.
Well, I drink, but very occasionally.
I know, yeah.
And I took a drink of water. Woo!
The most recently you saw when I got whiskeys and Coke at O'Leaver's and I made you drive.
Yes.
But yeah, Berlin. First of all, I can definitely tell this was a Bob Ezrin album.
Yeah.
Had the same production that you'd hear like on an Alice Cooper record. I could definitely hear elements that he would use in like Destroyer from Kiss, and then heard a lot of elements he would use in The Wall later on.
Yeah.
Very recognizable. It's probably oversimplifying it to say it sounds like an Alice Cooper record that Lou Reed sings on, but kind of does. Like, I could picture Alice Cooper doing all of these songs.
Yeah. I do kind of like how Lou Reed played it live later in his life with just like a 5-piece band, including himself. So it was just like 2 guitars, bass, keyboards, drums. I think that fits Lou Reed more.
Yeah,
But,
I'd probably
yeah.
have to listen to. I need to listen to it. I know it's on line somewhere. I need to listen to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different though. Like
yeah.
Pretty liberal use of an orchestra. It's like really theatric. And I think the orchestral elements, I think, helped a lot with the story.
I do have a little bit of a theory. I've never had this confirmed. So, John Cale's big orchestral album came out in February of 1973. This album came out in, November of 1973?
Yeah, something like that.
I think Reed was trying to one-up Cale a little bit. Because Paris in 1919 was Cale's album at that time, and it's one of Cale's best records. It's my second favorite John Cale record, and it's the one that has Child's Christmas in Wales on it.
Yeah.
And shameless self-promotion, we covered it. Check
Yes.
the description.
Yeah, check the description. And so I think the orchestral stuff fits Cale better than it fits Reed. But this is a great album, and I think Ezrin makes it work with the songs that Lou Reed wrote. But parts of it, to me, don't feel like it hits in the same way as it could.
Yeah.
When he does more stripped back things. But yeah.
I tried my best to follow the story on this one, and from what I gathered, like it kind of starts with him like looking back in the past and remembering what was happening, and it seems like he wants to remember it fondly, but the music makes it seem like it's not a great memory.
Yeah.
And then the songs to me describe like it seemed like he was like a good boy type character that meets this lady that doesn't think much of him at first, and then they get into drugs.
They're both kind of druggies that meet up.
Okay, so
and she's kind of it gets more into it on the other side, but like he's like a jealous guy.
is it like Jesse in Breaking Bad with his girlfriend? I forget her name.
Jane.
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah, we'll dive more into what she is on the other side, because I think the other
side's more about her. This side's more about him. Yeah.
But
it seems like a toxic relationship.
Yeah. It's an incredibly toxic
relationship. Yeah. And I mean, it does dive into her, but it dives into him too. So so she's Lady Day or Caroline. And so Caroline says one.
Well, Caroline says just seemed like I'm too good for you, or
yeah. Well, it's kind of starting out that way. She wants a man, not a toy. But then there's a line in there too, like she wants a man who doesn't lean, because or is bi.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, because like Men of Good Fortune, I interpreted that to be like him describing himself as like a regular Joe.
Well, he's also probably trying to portray himself as a regular Joe because
okay.
Like Men of Good Fortune, and he's like want what they have, and to get it they'll die.
Like he's just like, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Is that kind of
yeah.
And he's probably like a pusher too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, track by track, it opens off with Berlin, which a different version exists on a different album, but it kind of starts off with what sounds like a discordant bunch of crowd noise, and then you hear like a piano playing and some people singing Happy Birthday
Caroline.
I thought it sounded demonic.
It did sound demonic.
It sounded like it started out like slow and demonic at first, and then it slowly gets normal again. And like you hear like the happy birthday song in there, but it's like overloaded.
Yeah.
But then it like fades slowly into like a sad, disheveled sounding piano that like balances out as the song goes.
Because I've heard it so many times. I know that at the beginning there's it says ein, zwei, drei.
Oh, okay.
They're counting 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, vier, and then that's when, and then it goes into the, and then it's then they sing "Happy Birthday to You, Happy
Yeah.
Birthday, dear Caroline," which is the name of the woman character.
Right.
And then goes into that discordant piano.
Yeah, and then the lyrics have like a sense of like wistfulness, like a sense of having a romantic view of something in the past. There's like a lot of regret in it, and it sets the tone that, hey, even if the first couple songs seem like they're big and operatic and happy, this is going to a sad place.
Well, yeah, it seems like. Yeah, it seems like it's like this was the best time of my life, but it was hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like something that someone would play in like a cocktail lounge, you know.
Yeah.
In Berlin.
It's a song to smoke a cigarette and sip on some whiskey while listening to.
Yeah. Candlelight and Dupont on ice. Yeah. Yeah, and so but like it's like you said, it's like a reflection, and it's kind of, it encapsulates like what the whole album's gonna be. And if we were thinking we'll probably play the original version after we finish the album,
Yeah.
because we didn't want to play it before because it would probably kind of not ruin it on quote unquote, but it's kind of, there's more lyrics in the original version. And it's a little bit heavier.
What time period does this album
It's supposed to be like the...
Is it like contemporary?
Yeah. Like the Berlin Wall is a thing, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so it like when I hear Berlin, I was like, I wonder if it takes place during Nazi Germany, but
No.
Nah. If
It's supposed to be like 60s, 70s.
okay.
Yeah.
So like the first album, his first album came out in 1971, I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
71, 72, 73.
Yeah. And so yeah, and I've heard that there's a longer version where the piano plays longer, but I've never heard it before.
I think
I could see on the Wikipedia notes that they cut down the track lists of like all of the songs into like shorter versions because they like had no faith in it.
yeah. A lot of the longer versions, it's longer instrumentally. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like not a whole lot of lyrics are cut, and you can still follow the story. But yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool. I would have bought a double album. I wish we could go back and like reinstate the double album LP.
Yeah.
I'll get the Dimension Hopper ready, and we'll go into the dimension where Lou Reed,
Where the record
the
label
record
has...
company didn't interfere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to what Lou Reed did for Revenge.
Yeah. Next up we have Lady Day. The piano starts off as the most like present instrument, but then like a bunch of rock instruments come in, like guitars, big drum sound, organ.
Yeah, I like the really big, deep piano chords like that
Yeah.
started out the song.
And this one is the least depressing song on the record because it's here to establish
the first character.
Yeah, the first character, and to kind of put things into a place before all the bad stuff starts.
Yeah.
I also took note of like the swelling synths in the background. I thought the toms really broke through. That's probably something I should have said during like the general overview. I thought the drums on this album were great overall.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were many synths on this.
Oh, maybe the swelling was the orchestra then. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were both, but yeah, it was more orchestra than synths. But there was synth on the record.
Oh.
There was also an instrument that I think might have been a flute.
Yeah.
Or a synth that sounded like a flute.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was a cool highlight.
Yeah.
What
Near the end, yeah.
What do the lyrics like depict her as in this?
Kind of like a dancer, because it
Like a
says she
cabaret
got
dancer.
down. what like a cabaret or like maybe a stripper.
Okay.
I always thought of her as a stripper because like she got down off the bar and went to the hotel that she called home.
See, this album needed like a 10-minute suite where he killed her.
It's going places.
Just wait there, Steven.
Oh, maybe Operation Mindcrime ripped this album off.
Yeah.
Actually, I bet you Jeff Tate liked this album.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, this is the most happy the characters will ever be.
Yeah.
Is Lady Day.
And it's kind of like where he met her kind of thing.
It might be burlesque, might be cabaret, might be a stripper. It's it's seedy but kind of classy.
Yeah.
He met her by slipping a 1 down her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 1 Deutschmark.
Oh, we like Deutschmarks.
Oh, Deutschmark, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Deutschmark.
Deutschmark in
We
the
don't
cooler.
like euros anymore. We like Deutschmarks.
Like
Euros have not been invented yet, yeah.
And where I kind of get like cabaret or like burlesque is like it has kind of like a big dance hall stomp to the rhythm of it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, next up we have Men of Good Fortune, which is my favorite on the side.
It had a really like crunchy, like heavy guitar that I really liked, and a good active bass line.
Yeah.
I could see like a 70s metal band playing this song.
Yeah.
See, and that's why it's my favorite one on this side as well. And like how heavy it is, I'm like, I'm surprised that it wasn't a single.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a song that could have been a single.
And this one like leans more into the rock instruments than it does into the orchestra, so I think it's a little more radio approachable than a lot of the other stuff on this. But yeah, there's not like any obvious radio hits on this whole fucking record. But yeah,
I was saying while we were listening to the last song, I'm like, I could picture the record executives sitting around their fucking conference table listening to this and going, God damn it.
Yeah.
Well,
There's not one good fucking song on this record.
Well, they were probably like shitting themselves, like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck did we pay? Because I can't imagine that this record was cheap.
No.
This is not cheap to hire an orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was an expensive record, especially because they're going off of Transformer, so they're probably thinking, "Oh, people are gonna buy this one even more." I don't know what I don't see a budget on here.
Transformer had kind of like some orchestral moments and some like bouncy cabaret moments. I think a Transformer style approach to this would have probably sold pretty well and would have sounded good.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you had Good Night Ladies and We're Coming Out. Like those moments on Transformer would have worked for some of the moments in here, and like Perfect Day had some big orchestral moments. Yeah, I can see a more radio friendly version of this that would still be an excellent record. Although lyrically it would have just been still bleak as fuck. But yeah.
It did reach number 7 on the UK album chart though.
Yeah.
But it only reached number 98 on US.
Yeah.
I could see British people latching onto this more than
Yeah.
Americans, because Americans are more optimistic and British people are more cynical.
Yeah. I do. One thing I like about, or think is interesting about Men of Good Fortune, is it has like a hint of like social awareness, social conscience, but the narrator just keeps repeating a sense of disinterest, and it's only about like he only cares about like it takes money to make money, and like all of the social hierarchies that keep people down, and like what it means to him and how he can get a leg up. So this is not an activism song, but it's a song that is kind of aware about the world around it, but takes kind of like a bleak, cynical view, and like, okay, how do I better myself from this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember there were moments where they were talking about like, oh yeah, like greedy people get ahead in this world,
and they wreck empires. Like it sees greedy people as wreckers, but it's like, what am I gonna fucking do about it?
He's like, men of good fortune cause empires to fall, while men of poor beginnings can't do anything at all.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and me, I just don't care.
Yeah.
That's what he says. And yeah, because he's like, he doesn't really say what camp he's in. Like, he doesn't say if he's a man of good fortune or a man of poor beginning.
And you can read it either way.
Yeah.
He could be a man of poor beginning who's like down on his luck and gets into drugs and falls in love with this dancer, or he could be a rich kid that's slumming it and blowing all his money and
yeah. So he's just kind of he's ambivalent, or like ambiguous, sorry.
Yeah.
About what he is.
Mm.
And then but like you said, good crunchy
Yeah.
If there was a big hit off this album, it would have been this one.
Yeah, and I don't. How do you think it feels? When we get to it, we'll talk more. But it does sound like a good song. But I don't think it's a radio because it does have something to do with the story too. So.
And this one is the one that's the most divorced from the story. Like,
Yeah.
you can pluck this one, like lyrically, you can pluck this one out the most and have it sit on its own.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Caroline Says One.
And I do not know how you would make this a fucking single.
Yeah.
This one is like totally engaged into the story.
Like, the lyrics make no sense if you don't hear the rest of the like songs before it either. Yeah.
I suppose I could see somebody getting into it in the same way that somebody gets into Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a crazy bitch, like that kind of
Yeah.
way. I don't know.
Caroline says she can't help but be mean.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has like a lot of orchestral highlights that make it seem like really cinematic. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing this as a single.
Yeah.
I do like the music in this one though, like because like you said, the drums are like really loud, are really like bombastic, and then like there's a
well, and I particularly liked how chaotic the drumming sound mixed with like the orchestral sounds. Like, you don't really hear those two together very often.
No. I liked the way like it picked up at the end, like the tempo did, and like all the drum fills over that.
She's still my German queen.
Yeah. And I liked how like casually cruel she was to him here, and like just like how needy and pathetic he was, but not he's not self-aware about how needy and pathetic he's being.
Yeah.
Now he's just kind of latching on to someone who's really not that into him and will like hook up with him casually sometimes, but it's very clear from the onset that she's hooking up with other guys too.
Yeah. So she'll go get it, catch can. Ooh.
Yeah.
See, I know this. I didn't even take notes. I know this album like way too much. I listened to this album a lot.
Which I think like him being like so enraptured in this like seedy underbelly of life and really falling for this dancer does lean towards him being a rich kid slumming it.
Yeah. Probably.
So it's like Common People
by Pulp
by
William.
William Shatner.
Yeah. Yeah.
The William Shatner version unironically slaps.
Yeah. It's the best William Shatner song.
But he's probably one of those rich kids that started taking drugs as a joke, or like but like, you know, cuz
all those rich kids, they do drugs.
You know, like you know, because he even says like men of good fortune wish they could die, and you know, and stuff like that. So yeah, but like you said, I like that he's unaware that he's kind of
pathetic.
Yeah. And so yeah,
I will also say I really liked the deep thumpy bass on this one.
Yeah.
Jack Bruce kicked ass in this one.
No, that explains it.
Yeah.
Jack Bruce is one of my favorite bass players.
Yeah. And next up we have How Do You Think It Feels? I like the low end on the drums on the intro. There is like a lot of good bass captured with that.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I also really like the lead guitar on this one a lot.
Had kind of a southern rock feel to it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And this one had like the most like guitar like forward soloing too.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they picked it as a single. I could see that's why. Like
Yeah.
it sound, and it's probably the most glam sounding, like the most Transformer sounding song
Yeah.
on the album.
I like that it's very obviously about taking speed though.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
About
like
not sleeping for days.
yeah.
About always having to make love by proxy because you do a lot of cheap speed, you can't perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only. How do you think it feels?
Also, as a song about speed, it's the fastest song on the side.
Yeah, probably.
Probably on the album.
Yeah, because
It's like, I don't like this guy very much, but I'll do drugs with him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's going to some really dark places on the next side.
Yeah, and then like but he's like, you know, they're both getting the speed, and like he's like trying to get her to come down too, like, cause he's like, come down, little mama.
Yeah.
When you've been up for 5 days, come down, little mama.
Yeah. And then
My Breaking Bad comparison seems to be being more apt.
yeah, it is. Then we have closing out the side. We have "Oh Jim."
Oh, Jim.
I like how you think it feels like blends into Oh Jim.
Yeah,
I really like the groovy drum intro, and then it like fades into that like hypnotizing bass synth line.
yeah,
When the bass sax started coming in, that sounded really cool. But then it like builds up into this very theatrical sounding song with like the orchestra and the guitar playing really well off each other. And then it fades into this acoustic section that's very sad and folky.
This is probably the most brutal song.
yeah.
If
So
you-
far,
Yeah, if you so far on this side, because if you don't catch what he's saying, it's pretty brutal.
Like what's the gist of this one?
He's saying like, don't you know you gotta beat her black and blue and get it straight. But it's, and then like the last bit where it's the acoustic and him, it's like it's Caroline saying, "Oh Jim, how could you treat me this way?"
So he's abusive.
yeah. He this is the point where he turns abusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably, it's
Because I could tell, especially that last part, I could tell it was he did something horrible. But I couldn't tell what horrible thing he did.
Physically
on the first pass.
yeah, physically beat her.
Well, what an asshole.
Yeah,
and he's like, when you're filled up with hate, don't you know you got to get it straight and beat her black and blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when it starts getting really physical and fucked up and like, you know, and so it's like the start of the decline of, even though the relationship was really toxic to begin with, it's starting to get even worse.
yeah, which is kind of a good place to like make the side break
Yeah.
because it
It's a turn. Yeah.
And like, and it, when it goes into that acoustic part and she's like, "Oh Jim, how could you treat me this way? You said that you loved us." And then she's like, it fades out where he's like, "When you're looking into the eyes of hate, oh, oh, oh." When you're that, like, yeah. So, yeah.
Poor Caroline.
yeah.
Caroline gets the short stick.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy album, isn't it?
Happy album.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. We're recording this on fucking Mother's Day. Yeah.
Oh, wait until we get there.
It gets even more depressing from the Mother's Day angle on the next side. There's a song called "The Kids." Just gonna say that.
Oh boy.
So you like this side, Steve?
I mean, musically, yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
And
And the story so far is very well written.
Yeah, it's a well written story, well told. So it's just heavy.
Just heavy and
Yeah, it's a fucked up story.
I mean, I listen to a lot of sad songs and albums, so
and like nothing.
Well, and this one's even got a song called "Sad Song." so And
Spoiler alert, that's my favorite song on the album.
Oh,
yeah.
It is a great song.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the story. But like, yeah, this album like ticks all the boxes for me. Great with when you have a concept album, like have a good story and then also have great music to go along with the story. Like it doesn't feel like they wrote songs just to like feed the story or like, you know what I mean? To like none of the songs feel shoehorned in my opinion.
Yeah. One of the things I like about the story on it too is I like how like small scale and intimate and personal. It's not like the fate of the world. It's the fate of these two fucked up people.
Yeah. Like American Idiot kind
Yeah.
of thing. Where that's like, oh, Jesus of Suburbia.
Yeah.
Well, and I think if we compare it to Operation Mindcrime, which has some similar themes. I mean, two people that are unlike each other end up in a relationship and there's a tragic end. This one isn't as clunky as that album. Like there were a lot of clunky moments on that album that I think we brought up that like the story got in the way of the album in a lot of places, and that's not happening here at all. Like there aren't any moments where I'm like, oh, the fucking story is just blaring itself to me right now. Like yeah, it sounds more like more well constructed. Now it's like maybe Bob Ezrin should have produced that album.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of whoever did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then they would have got a better singer. I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
I
He
do
did
like
say fuck the haters, so
I do like how I do like how like Lou Reed is not like a great technical singer, but I do like how he's able to work with this kind of lush orchestral stuff too, because he doesn't have the voice for this kind of thing, but they're able to make it work.
yeah.
All right, on the next side we have Carolyn Says 2, The Kids, The Bed, and we'll close it out with Sad Song.
Sad song.
All right, we're gonna load up side 2 here.
Just like you can load a hypodermic needle with cheap speed. And
Beat her black and blue until you get it straight.
I shouldn't have started that.
And I fucking finished
Yeah.
it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
Anyway, side 2 of Berlin.
And we're back.
How you feeling there, Steve?
That was pretty heavy, Doc.
Yeah. One observation I want to make about the site itself, that doesn't have anything to do with how heavy the subject gets, so that I say it before we start getting into that, is I thought it was interesting how the first side seemed to be built around the piano, while this side seemed to be built around acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm gonna go on the record and just say, and I know this is a hot take, but Jim is a fucking asshole.
Yeah. I've listened to this album
I think he might be a sociopath.
Yeah. I've listened to this album several times, not as much as Sean, but like each time I listen to it, Jim comes across as worse each time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's not great, but
No.
I mean, this dude fucking drives her to suicide, and then he feels great about it.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thank God I can move on from that now. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's he's a dick.
He's
Like,
a
he doesn't
real
even
piece
seem
of
to
shit.
care that much that his kids got taken away.
Yeah.
Like,
It kind of implies that he's the one that called like like whatever the German equivalent of DHS is, you know.
Yeah.
Department of Health and Human Services.
HHS. Yeah.
Yeah, DHSS.
Yeah.
like, it seems hopeful at first, and then it just goes down, 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 down.
Yeah. And like,
and then it ends all whimsical and hopeful for all the wrong reasons.
yeah.
Like Jim had a happy ending, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's with his kids. He's happy.
I think a part of what inspired Lou Reed to write this was his own marriage failing, and like it was revealed in his autobiography that he, not to the degree that happened in this album, but he did get physically abusive at some point towards the end, and it's him processing what a piece of shit he was and writing a character that's worse so he can come to terms with what a true monster would do and move on with his life and get better later. But like, holy shit, this is really hard to listen to.
Yeah. He was, he didn't get, until he kicked the drugs, I think he didn't really come to terms with who he was.
Yeah, with who he was and the kinds of things he did. Yeah.
Gotta say, being married to Lou Reed sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Probably not that wife. The wife he had when he died, it seemed like they were fine. But yeah. I don't know. Sometimes people are awful abusers and they change. Other times they don't.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
It's complicated sometimes. And
I'm gonna guess Jim's second wife didn't fare much better.
I know Jim's second wife definitely didn't.
Well, I don't think he ever did a follow-up to Berlin, so
No. That's also kind of why I liked his end of the life performances of this, because it's when he had moved on from who he was when he wrote this too, and he could more approach it as like an outsider telling a story.
Yeah. Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and let's kind of get into this. Like Carolyn says too, like, you know, at first this just seems like she's recovering from the events of Oh Jim.
Yeah.
And you know, at first it actually seems kind of, I mean, it's depressing at first, but like as the song builds up, it seems to be like more hopeful, I guess. Like
you can hear her finding her strength.
Yeah, she's starting to be like, she's starting to have the courage to step up against him. She's like, I don't love you anymore. And then you know the instruments like just build up. So
yeah, and I like.
So if at first you feel like maybe there's some hope for this character, and then the album continues.
Yeah.
But...
Well, and then like you get to the end of the song though. I think the whole like her friends call her Alaska as a nickname for how cold she is, or how cold she conveys herself, because like she shows a really wide range of emotion in this, but like she portrays herself as, you know, just kind of cold and uncaring to her friends who aren't seeing what's happening in her home life.
Yeah.
But then at the end, like she harms herself at the end. She puts her fist through
the
window pane, and like you can hear like the kind of chimes in the background to signify the breaking glass, and it goes from her friends call her Alaska to it's so cold in Alaska. So it's just like her like hurting herself and cutting herself off from her emotions in that moment.
Yeah.
I did like one thing that was interesting and noteworthy about this, and it really worked for the song because it worked for how stripped back it was it was definitely a mellotron and not the orchestra for like the more orchestral parts in it, and that gave it kind of like a kind of discordant, you know, like distorted hissing tape sound rather than like the big lush sound from the orchestra stuff all on side one. The orchestra really wasn't on this side until the last song, which I thought was maybe that was a running out of money choice, but artistically it really worked well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it worked. I'm not sure if it was a running out of money. I think it was more of a artistic choice. It seemed like it to me because it's because these were the more the more quiet moments or like the more intense moments.
I feel like this was the better side artistically, but it was harder to listen to.
This
Yeah.
this is definitely the harder side to listen to. But Caroline Says too has some great like moments in it where like you said, like artistically, where it does that, like she put her fist through the window pane, and like you said, you can hear the little ting 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 of the and then you know, she does have an empowerment where she says like, you can hit me all you want to, but I don't love you anymore.
Yeah.
For the story part, and I do like the bare acoustic part to start it with. Yeah. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah. Any more thoughts on Caroline Says too?
No, let's get the next part over with.
Let's pull off the Band-Aid of the kids.
So let's start musically.
Yeah.
It starts out with like a slow strummed acoustic intro, and then some like slide guitar comes in, some deep bass. I think it sounded a bit like Southern bluegrass.
Yeah.
The Screaming Kids was a choice.
Yeah.
That, you know, Bob Ezrin used his kids in Kiss's Destroyer album in a very cute way. I don't know what kids he got to do it for this, but that was genuinely disturbing. I remember I mouthed Jesus Christ, and Sean was looking at me,
and I started laughing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read some of my notes verbatim here from that ending part. The crying kids at the end are hard to take, man. Off-key hit flute, and the kids calling for their mom is rough.
Like, it keeps going too.
Yeah,
like,
it's really long. That part's really long, and you just sit with it longer, and it goes from them crying to them calling for their mom, and that's when like that off-key flute comes in.
My favorite song on the album. No, just kidding.
I think it's a well-constructed song.
Yeah.
artistically, I think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's just depressing as all hell.
Yeah. So I have a story about this song, about my mom. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy fucking Mother's Day. Jesus Christ.
The song's about getting your children taken away from you. So I was listening to this album on a stereo down in our basement, and the song was on, and you know, the crying kid part came on, and my mom like runs downstairs, and she's like, "Who's crying? Who's crying?" She thought it was like my niece or nephew like crying. I'm like, "No, it's a song." And she's like, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Christ.
Yeah, that. So I remember reading somewhere the one kid that screams like "Mama" at the end, where "Mommy," like he had like attachment issues to his mom. So what they did is they put him in the room, to like the recording room, and put a mic, and then he's like, I think he was like 3 or 4 or something, and so then they took the mom out, like had the mom walk out of the room, and he was like banging on the door.
Oh God.
So that's how they got him like screaming like that.
Well, it seemed very realistic.
Yeah. So he was actually in distress. So.
Yeah. Bob Ezrin.
And yeah. I don't know how they got all the other kids, but I remember hearing about that. And yeah. But if we go back to the beginning of the song,
yeah,
without the screaming kids, yes, that is the hardest part to listen to with that song. I remember I kind of remember the first time I heard it, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" And I kind of was watching Steve, because like Steve was listening to it, he's kind of grooving, like, you know, and then all of a sudden like the baby starts screaming, and he's like, Jesus Christ. Like, and I just started laughing. And Dave was like, oh my God. Even though I knew you knew it was coming, but even like you knowing it was coming, it was like,
Yeah.
It's always oh God.
Yeah. And then it's like, of course it was Jim that called CPS, because like a lot of the way it's talking about it, it sounds like a resentful partner, you know, like he's like, you can tell like he's kind of racist about it, and that, you know, he talks about like the black Air Force sergeant wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
He's kind of misogynistic about it, you know, like, you know, talks about how, you know, she's just like a cheap little slut, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, and then like from the previous song, you know, that how her friends see her is just like as kind of cold and detached. Yeah. So it's like, this isn't like how her friends are seeing her. This is, like he's getting revenge on her for saying she doesn't love him anymore after he beats her.
Yeah. And so so, and it's kind of implying that she's a prostitute too.
Yeah.
Like, because it says like she was making it with sisters and brothers and cheap officers, and
with how much of a fucking bastard he is, like you got to wonder how much of that is like true.
Yeah, like how much of it is him like pimping her out too.
Or just oh, she's a prostitute. I mean, she might not be. Maybe he made that up.
Yeah, and then like because he's like her standing there and flirt in front of me. Like she might not even be a prostitute. It just might be all in his head.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Or he's just making up a story to get the kids taken away.
Yeah.
And I mean,
to hurt her. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I mean, she comes off as cold and distant, so I'm sure like meetings with the Child Protective Services didn't go well. I'm sure she's genuinely probably not a great mother anyway. But so I'm guessing the authorities probably believed him. If your theory about him being like kind of a rich kid is true, maybe there's a bit of a social class thing there that, you know, oh well, we believe this guy because, you know, he's stand up. He's from a
gentleman
family.
Yeah. He still has some pull with the authorities.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, this is, to me,
and then
this is the second most depressing song on the record. Now we're gonna get into the bed,
which is the most depressing.
Yeah.
What's interesting, I thought about this one, is like the guitar at the beginning sounded like really menacing, and like it kind of waves in and out between like kind of a menacing sound to something that sounds like warmer and more hopeful, and that makes me think that like the character is like switching between grief and relief during this whole song, especially with the context of the song that comes after this, which we'll get into.
It's just straight like talking about how she killed herself, and he's like basically standing in the room looking at stuff and reflecting on their relationship a bit.
Well,
there's a point where he's just straight up says, I don't care.
I wrote Jim is a cold son of a bitch, much less human than Caroline. Those are my notes verbatim.
And he's sitting there like, you know, this is the place where our children were conceived.
One thing I noticed too, and I really noticed looking at the booklet, was this song has a lot more lyrics than most of the rest. Like, it's just, they're all packed in. There's no like instrumental breaks except near the end. It's just relentlessly pounding you with it. And I do like how at the beginning, before it says that she slit her wrist, it's like, you know something's wrong because he starts referring to her in the past tense, because you get the feeling, oh, something really bad happened. And then by the time the first verse ends with about how she slit her wrist, it's like, oh.
And there's not really a chorus in this song. It's all just, it's just all like verse.
It also kind of ends with like this ghostly choir in the background.
Mellotron.
and I interpret that as she's kind of haunting him, or maybe he's a little haunted by it, like more than he lets on.
Yeah, it's the memory. It's the memory while it can still hurt him.
Yeah.
If we're ready to go on to the next song, that's a good transition point. But if we have more to say,
No,
No.
it's just a really, really, really depressing song. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one to talk about because it's like the suicide song.
and he drove her to suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's entirely his fault. Like, I think if he hadn't gotten the kids taken away, she wouldn't have gotten to that point.
Yep.
Yes. So, sad song. The orchestra's back for the first time this side, which is interesting. Like, having listened to this only on CD before, you just kind of notice, oh yeah, the orchestra hasn't been here for a while. But like listening to it on LP, where it's like, oh, it's been out this whole side and now it's finally coming back, is interesting. It makes sense artistically.
Yeah, I was not expecting this one to sound so like hopeful and whimsical. Like it just started out with this like whimsical flute, and eventually goes into like this soaring lead guitar, and it has this like orchestral break, and then like the choir and him are singing like sad song over and over again, but he doesn't really sound sad, and the lyrics imply that he's like happy that this all happened, or at least like somewhat relieved. Like
He's just seeing it just as like a sad song and not something that happened to him.
Well, he also he implies too like if she's lucky she had me because someone else would have fucked her up more. Because he has a line where he says someone else would have broken both of our arms.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which implies that he broke one of her arms.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you drove her to suicide. He's probably not even aware.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so he's like implying that he's not as bad as like someone else would have been.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. And like this song sounds like, like him coming to peace with something he shouldn't come to peace with. Was like the impression I get from like how hopeful a lot of the music sounds, but just like how bitter and cynical he sounds, and like how just like the orchestra sounds like it's sad, but he just sounds like he's being dismissive. This is the character having a moment where he could grow, but refusing to learn a lesson and just becoming more like hardened and cynical.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was listening to it, I was thinking like he's like thinking I'm supposed to be sad right now, but I'm not really.
And this is my favorite song.
So I'm just going to move on.
And this is my favorite song on the record. I think, like, composition-wise, it really works and it really hits hard. I would not listen to it on its own. I think the only song of this I would listen to on its own is Men of Good Fortune. But, like, I think the rest of the album you just kind of have to listen to as part of a whole long piece.
Yeah, in this also, like, I wanted to make sure I got this right, because he's saying like in this he's saying like you're saying it's like almost like whimsical and like hopeful, and he got his kids back because he says my castle, kids, and home. And then he says I thought she was Mary Queen of Scots, so like she was his queen, but he and his kids were like his little princes and princesses. Yeah. But he was the one that drove the kids away, but he got him back in the end, like after she killed herself. So yeah, he did get the kids back in the end. So it was almost like
that makes it sadder.
It's almost like she was getting him out of the way. He was getting her out of the way,
Yeah.
And so it's almost like this song idolizes her in a way. It's not almost like he does. It's like like Berlin, the beginning song is almost like the whimsical like idolation, and this is the full circle of like he idolizes her.
He never sees her as a person.
Yeah, he only sees her as some mystical figure like Mary Queen of Scots. Like he sees her as like he's pining for her, like, oh, but then he also has the thing where he says you would have broken her someone else would have broken both her arms.
Which is why I really do like Caroline Says Too and the kids within the album, like letting us see more of her interior life. I think they're really important for getting the complete picture too. Yeah.
And not just from Jim's perspective.
Yeah.
And Caroline Says One as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens to Jim after this album?
No, the story's over.
I mean, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I think he just becomes a well-to-do member of society, and
he becomes a hippie.
Yeah,
no, or
I think
a
he becomes.
yuppie.
I think he becomes a politician.
Yeah. He becomes Donald Trump.
Yeah, yeah, or like a well-to-do businessman, or like he never saw Caroline as a person. I doubt he sees his kids as people. He probably sees them as his property.
I get the vibe that he was a well-to-do.
He was a man of good fortune.
Yeah, and it was very much like the class tourism from the song Common People, which I mentioned before. That's the vibe I get from the characters. So
yeah,
like I think by this point in the story, it seems obvious that he's past that. I mean, like you said, he refers to it as like his castle or whatever.
Yeah,
like sounds like some real like fucking Andrew Tate shit. Like, I have my kids in my castle in my kingdom,
Yeah. Well, and then like circling back to Men of Good Fortune, like Men of Good Fortune destroy empires. He destroyed the empire that was her happy life as, like with a lot of friends as like a cabaret dancer.
Yeah.
Like she had her own life. She had her thing going on. She had her own internal life, and like he just took it and crushed it.
He descended from on high and came down and like just fucked her up for no reason, really.
And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, it's just a sad song."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like at first, like in the first Caroline song, she doesn't seem to see much in him, and I'm wondering if he wooed her with like gifts and stuff like that, and eventually she became so entwined in his life that she couldn't like easily leave.
Yeah, like he had financial means to keep her afloat,
right.
When she has a drug habit,
like he was Steven Crowder.
Yeah, yeah. And she has a drug habit, so it's not like she can just leave him, because then she'd have to try to get off that on her own. And
yeah. So overall, what did you think of this album, there, Steven?
Definitely like A+ to S tier. Like musically, I thought it was great. Story wise, incredibly well written, if depressing. As a concept album, I think it probably deserves to be in the same tier as like The Wall.
Yeah.
Like the story didn't really get in the way of the album. Like it was integral to the listening experience. So like,
I think the story was easier to follow than a lot of concept albums too, which I think is good.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't have too much of a problem like following the story on this one like I usually do. Although since I knew there was a story, I paid more attention to it than I usually do.
Yeah.
Well, I think even if you didn't know there was a story on this one, like, because I didn't know when I first bought it that there was a story to it. But like as soon as I listened to it, I'm like, oh, there's a story with this album. It was pretty easy to get that there's a story to it, because I think he makes it pretty obvious. But yeah, I agree. This is definitely an S tier album for me. This is, like I said, one of my favorite albums. I don't know what that says about me.
that you like art that explores the human condition.
I know.
Yeah.
Sean, have you seen a therapist lately?
Yeah.
Actually, last Thursday. So
that's good. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't necessarily engage with art to feel better. I engage it to feel a wide range of emotions, and this definitely makes me feel emotions. I can't always just put this on. Like I have to be in the right mood to listen to it, but that's because it's effective and it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's not, well, when I first got it, it was an album that I listened to over and over and over again. But it is one of those like, it was one of the first albums I like looked for on vinyl when I was started getting into vinyl, when you guys first got me into vinyl. So if that tells you anything,
yeah,
I was like, I got to find Berlin on vinyl.
I feel like we unleashed a curse upon him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I remember we went down into your basement and we were looking at your vinyl collection. Dave's like, "You didn't have all these before."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Teresa,
just don't get into old computers.
Yeah.
nah, I'm not there yet.
But
yeah.
yet.
But no,
Can I interest you in an Apple III?
No.
I think the Apple III needs to be featured in our album.
Well, I already used it as a cover of one of my singles.
But no, it's definitely like one of my favorite albums, and it's definitely an album I can't like put on. I can't just like put on and like not listen to the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's not an album you would put on at a party.
No.
If you want everyone to feel bad, yeah. Which sometimes I want everyone to feel bad at a party.
Kind of a weird one to listen to in a group.
Yeah. I don't know. It hurts less when you listen to it in a group and can talk about it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Which I think is kind of the point of art, is in a lot of ways, is you can look at like the really grotesque, ugly parts of the human experience and experience it with other people and talk through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids is still one that's it's hard to listen to. Like I like close, like when I listen to it on vinyl, I'll close the door so my mother-in-law doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
Because she's like right next door into the record room. I'm like, I don't want her to like get freaked out or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like your mom.
Yeah. But yeah, because I mean, it's
Has
like,
Teresa heard that part?
No, she hasn't listened to this album.
She'd probably be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, she probably would. But like if I'm in a Lou Reed mood, like Transformer is kind of the one that you'd probably listen to.
Yeah. Like usually if I just want to put on a Lou Reed record, I either go with Transformer or Blue Mask, or if I'm in a certain mood, Street Hassle.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I definitely recommend checking this out. This is a great album. Just be ready for what it is and what it will put you through.
Yeah, you definitely go on a journey for it.
Yeah, I think if you're into like prog rock or art rock, this is probably required listening.
Yeah, and if you're into just like the idea of a concept album and what it can do, I think this is definitely required listening, because it
like I said, I think it's up there with The Wall.
Yeah. Real quick, let's pause it and listen to the original version of Berlin, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah. I hear myself.
Oh, I should turn that off.
I hear.
Oh, that's because the audio on the... Okay.
Okay. And we are back from the original version of the song Berlin from Lou Reed's first self-titled album. It's in a lot of ways it's very similar, in a lot of ways it's very different. The character, like, I don't think, from the impression from the original song, I don't get the impression that things ended that badly for the characters in that version. That one just seems like it's about a breakup to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's ambiguous enough that you could have gone anywhere with that story. Like, it could have led to the story that we just listened to.
Yeah.
But it could also be the story of somebody's one-night stand when they were in Berlin, and they're remembering their one-night stand where they spent like a week with somebody and they never get to see them again, you know?
Yeah, because he literally says one sweet day.
Yeah.
But
and the tone seems more bittersweet and less just bitter. Yeah.
I'm like, when I was thinking about the version in the album, like thinking back on it, it's actually kind of infuriating that he's like thinking back to this time as one of the best times of his life and calling it paradise. So I'm like, you drove this woman to kill herself.
Yeah.
And you're reminiscing about it, you fucking prick.
There's actually
but like this one, it could be in a universe where maybe it works out, or not works out, but they split amicably, and they go on to have hopefully better lives.
There's a really good version of it where John Cale's playing piano.
Wow!
And it's that the original version, but it's John Cale just playing piano and Lou Reed singing. But yeah, it's
musically, I thought it fit like a rock and roll album a lot better than most of the material that was on the Berlin album. There were like 2 really great like lead guitar lines in it.
Yeah,
and it had like a really like upbeat nature. Like it was a lot happier than what we ended up getting on the full album.
It fits the sound of the first album a lot.
Yeah,
like
had a really good production too.
Yeah.
That's funny because Lou Reed hated the production on the first album.
I like the production on the first album. I think
I thought it sounded great.
I think he's salty that the first album didn't land and Transformer did.
Yeah, that's what I think it is, because he's said retrospectively that like the first album had some of the best songs he's ever written. It just, the production was bad, but I listened to it and I'm like, the production sounds really good on this, dude.
I was gonna say I've heard a lot worse.
Yeah,
like, that holds up today.
Yeah, he's just he was just kind of salty about the first album, like because it was his first album post. Well, of course, it was his first album post Velvet Underground. He just got off the Loaded sessions where the Loaded album didn't do anything.
Now, in the version we just listened to, that could have been remastered too. Maybe that helped. I don't know.
It sounded like the record.
All right.
I have the record, so it sounded like it.
Yeah, but do you have a newer version or an older version?
I have the original.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I have a first press. Yeah. So, yeah, it sounded right.
But yeah, if you want to peek into an alternate universe where it might have worked out for those characters, you can listen to the first album.
But I think the reason they went with what they did for like re-recorded it, made it a somber song and cut out like the, you're right and I'm wrong, because like, he says, "Oh honey, it was paradise," and that's the end of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But in that version, it keeps going and he's like, "You're all right, I'm wrong, you're gonna miss me, I'm gonna miss you now that you're gone."
Yeah.
They purposely cut those lyrics and kept it with a somber piano part.
Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, that matched the tone of the Berlin album.
Well, they would have gave away the story if they'd kept like that part about "I'm gonna miss you when you're gone" part. Yeah. Although I suppose it could have still worked. Like if they'd kept it at this same like tone level, like maybe you would have started the album thinking, "Oh, it sounds like just like a one night stand," and you're like, "Aha!" So that's what you think. But like you said, there were a lot of other moments that just imply this is just a one night thing that he's remembering. So,
yeah.
So yeah, inspired the story.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it's not necessarily the same continuity.
Yeah.
No.
In the Lou Reed cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the Berlin album version, the piano version, better than the rock version. But
I could listen to the rock version by itself, though.
Yeah. I like them both.
Yeah.
But I like the piano version better. I actually like the John Cale version, the one with John Cale and Lou Reed. That version is pretty awesome.
I will say I really like the art on the self-titled. I think it looks really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The self-titled is underrated in his catalog.
I think it is, too.
Yeah.
It's got some hummingbirds around a Lou Reed reef and a Fabergé egg that's opening in front of a sad bird.
Yeah.
Sad bird.
All right. if you want to hear more depressing music, check out the Alliterates album that's coming out later. It goes to some dark places, not as dark as the Berlin album, but it will go to some dark places. I guarantee there'll be some moments, if you really look into them, they'll make you feel bad.
Yay!
Yay!
Feeling bad is great.
It is. Let's see. Anything else we wanna plug?
My solo music's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
So if you want to be depressed, you can check out my solo music. Check the description for more information.
Yeah.
I need to plug my soul.
Sean gets really sad when his wife pegs him on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think he's happy, but I think he acts sad just for the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to check out my wife's OnlyFans. It's on sale this week
Yeah.
for Mother's Day. Oh, wait. This comes out after Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day, you miserable bastards. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Fuck off, guys.
Side 1, Side B is a Floof Goof Studios production. Head on over to killrockmusic.com, that's KILRAVOCK music.com, to check out our post-punk band, The Alliterates, and Steve's solo project, Killrock. You can also check out Steve and Dave's experimental project, Lucid Fugue, where the theme song comes from, at lucidfugue.bandcamp.com. You can also check out Dave's old band, Gong Farmer, at gongfarmer.bandcamp.com, spelled GONGFERMOUR. You can find each of us on various social media platforms. Check out the description for more information. Thanks!
Lick my love pump.
This music really makes me hate the centralized bank.
Sunday morning.
All hail to Sean. All hail to Sean.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Doctor Who. Hey, the TARDIS.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was that?
What the fuck was that?
Bluesky is German, yeah? Not really.
Oh, no, they're from Minnesota.
1, 2, XU.
How does it feel?
Ziggy, help me!
This ain't your papa's Black Sabbath. We ain't dinosaurs now.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
You
knew right away.
Got hit by the lights.
Yeah.
Rev
up like a douche.
Where the fuck is the beefy bag?
Sir, you're just a lieutenant. Shut up.
Goddamn wolf penis blue, yeah.
Satan.
Satan. Burn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah!